If you're interested in what to wear and what to avoid when you have a pear-shaped body, then this video is for you. I've been watching the popular Netflix series Succession featuring the iconic character Shiv Roy. Her choice of clothing has created quite a stir in the fashion world, as we've seen in 2023 the old money luxury trend referencing her, and this year morphing into the stealth wealth fashion trend. I do have videos on both of these topics. If you're unsure about falling into this category, the pear body type is characterized by a high waist, wider hips, and a narrower bust and shoulder line. It is the opposite of the apple or inverted triangle body shape and carries most of its weight throughout the stomach and hip line. The goal is to create balance by adding more emphasis to your top half or shoulders as the focal point and de-emphasizing your lower half to create a more balanced silhouette. This means creating the illusion of height with footwear and choosing clothing that elongates your legs but still have enough volume at the top for balance. A common mistake pear-shaped women make when styling is adding too much emphasis on their lower half. This adds more weight to your lower half and can create a look that's disproportionately bottom heavy. Not to be confused with a mermaid-shaped clothing, which is another way to offset the balance from the bum by adding volume to the bottom part flared out under the knees. To make it easier for you, I'm breaking down the tips into categories: dresses, tops, pants, skirts, swimwear, accessories, and coats. It's a longer video than usual. I tried my best to keep it concise, so sit back and enjoy. For pear-shaped body types with a larger bottom, choosing dresses that accentuate your waist and balance your proportions can create a flattering silhouette. Here are some styles that can work well. Fit and flare dresses are fitted at the waist and flare out at the hips, creating a balanced silhouette. They accentuate the waistline and skim over the hips and thighs, making them very flattering for pear shapes. A-line dresses have a fitted bodice and a skirt that gradually flares out from the waist, resembling the shape of an A. They can help balance out your proportions and create a more streamlined look. Wrap dresses are adjustable and can be cinched in the waist, creating a more defined waistline. They can help accentuate your curves and create a flattering silhouette by adding a few inches in the width under the bum as an offset effect. You want to stay away from the tight wrap dresses that give you a carrot shape and opt for a bit of leg room from the thighs down. Empire waist dresses have a high waistline that sits just below the bust, creating a lengthening effect for the lower body. They can help draw attention upwards and create a more balanced look. They are lengthening as well, can mask heels, and to me it seems like the best choice, especially during the summer when you don't have layers on top to help offset the proportions. Shift dresses are straight cut dresses that hang loosely from the shoulders and do not have a defined waistline. They can create a more streamlined look and minimize the tension on the hips and thighs. I would say this dress style would be the most challenging until you get it right. There's a little bit of trial and error here until you find the right size and brand that fits you well. I would size up here if needed without losing shape, or better yet, try out a few dresses in store. You want the shoulders and arms to fit well, not baggy. The advantage with this style is that you can rewrite your silhouette based on what you want it to look like. You can add more inches at the waist to level out the proportions, same for below the thighs. The goal here is to offset the width of the bum by using the fabric to help blend in the proportions at the waist and the thighs. Here you want to look for dresses with details such as ruffles, embellishments, or patterns that draw the eye upwards. These details can help create a more balanced silhouette. Important detail here is to focus on the details from the top, the torso, not the midsection, ever. Moving on to tops, for pear-shaped body types with a larger bum, the goal is to choose tops that grab the attention to the upper side of your body. Structured tops with defined shoulders can help create a broader upper body, balancing out your hips. Look for tops with shoulder pads or ruffles to add volume to your shoulders. Peplum tops tops are fitted at the waist and flare out at the hips, creating a more hourglass-like shape. They can help accentuate your waist and add volume to your upper body. Important detail here is where the top ends. Make sure it's above the widest part of your hips. Off-shoulder tops are another way you can draw attention to your shoulders and neckline by balancing out your proportions. They can also create a more elongated silhouette, especially when paired with high-waisted bottoms. Wrap tops can also be very flattering for pear shapes as they cinch at the waist and create a more defined waistline. Look for tops with adjustable ties or belts for a custom fit. I highly recommend dressing monochromatic here if possible. Look at where the top ends and ensure that it blends in well with the bottom so you don't visually break your midsection and add inches. Instead, look for a smooth transition. You can always tuck in a wrap top with a high-rise bottom. Boat neck or wide neck tops can broaden your shoulders and draw attention upwards, balancing out your hips. They can create a little bit more symmetry in your silhouette and add interest to your outfit. Here you can increase the size of your torso, same with the turtlenecks. The more material covers your cleavage or collarbone, the bigger the upper body looks. It's also a great trick if you have smaller breasts and want to create a fuller effect. And lastly on this topic, blouses with statement sleeves such as bell sleeves and puff sleeves are a great choice to draw in the attention to your upper body. Moving on to pants, here are some styles that can work well. Bootcut or flared pants can help balance out your hips by adding volume to the lower leg. These styles create a long, lean line and can be very flattering for pear shapes. Wide leg pants can also help balance your proportions by creating a more even silhouette from top to bottom. Look for styles that fit well at the waist and hips and then gradually widen from the thighs down. High-waisted pants can elongate your legs and define your waist, creating a more balanced look. Pair them with a tucked-in top to accentuate your waistline even more. Palazzo pants or wide leg pants that are typically flowy and loose-fitting. They can be very flattering for pear shapes as they create a long, continuous line from waist to ankle. Straight leg pants can also work well for pear shapes as long as they're not too tight around the hips and thighs. Look for styles that are fitted throughout the waist and hips and then fall straight down from the thighs to the ankle. Next, we have skirts. For a pear-shaped body with a larger bottom, you want to choose skirts that, of course, again, provide balance and highlight your waist. Here are some styles that can work well for this. A-line skirts flare out gently from the waist, balancing out your hips and creating a more proportional silhouette. Look for skirts that hit at or just above the knee for a flattering look. You don't want an A-line skirt to be floor length or even ankle length because then you will create a tent-like magnified effect which adds a lot of volume. Wrap skirts are adjustable and can be tied at the waist, allowing you to customize the fit. They create a nice hourglass shape and draw attention to the waist, which can be flattering for pear shapes. Same goes as for the wrap dress. You want to stay away from the tight skirt on the bottom that gives you a carrot shape. Let it flow down at a straight angle. High-waisted skirts can help elongate your torso and define your waist. Pairing them with a tucked-in blouse or top can further accentuate your waistline. When it comes to swimwear for pear-shaped bodies, the goal is to balance your proportions as always, highlight your waist, and emphasize your upper body. Here are some tips for choosing flattering swimwear. High-waisted bikini bottoms or retro-inspired swimsuits can help elongate your legs and create a more balanced silhouette. Look for styles with tummy control panels for added support. A-line skirted bottoms can camouflage wider hips and thighs while highlighting your waist. They offer coverage and a flattering shape. Opt for swimsuits with darker colors or patterns on the bottom and brighter colors or patterns on the top. This draws the eye upward and balances the look. Look for bikini tops with underwire or molded cups to provide support and lift. This can help create a more defined waistline and balance your lower body. During summer months in swimwear, use accessories like hats, sunglasses, or cover-ups to draw attention to your upper body and face, creating a more balanced overall look. Moving on to outerwear, choose coats that hit below your widest point, just above or below it. Focus on coats that are fitted throughout the chest and bodies and then then gently swing out around the hips and end a couple of inches under your waistline with a nice curve to it to blend in naturally with the flow of your silhouette. Cropped jackets that end at your waistline are very flattering. We see Shiv wear these throughout season 1 with tucked in silk button shirts. It's the perfect combination of high-rise pants with a white belt on the waist and then a little jacket that ends right there to emphasize it even more. Now let's move on to some looks that Shivonne has worn that successfully balance out her pear shape. The cutout back dresses. These outfits really stood out to me. They are breathtakingly beautiful. In general, the idea of being so exposed yet not revealing taps into the sensual feminine aura, which is an obvious choice, especially that she's surrounded by a heavy male presence. Paired with a luxurious fabric and detailing, it's an elegant look that is fitting for her status. Her wedding dress also has this back cutout, and she wore the same style in 2 other dresses, so it's not by coincidence. It's a deliberate styling effect to detract from her bum. The mermaid shape is used to balance the bottom of the dress with the volume on her midsection. This blue dress also has the front slit that gives a peek to reveal skin, in contrast with the dark blue, another clever effect to visually cut the volume of her figure. The halter neckline is trying to elongate the top of her torso and bring focus on the shoulders. Overall, it's well made and effective in composition to minimize the width of her thighs and focus the attention on the verticality of her silhouette. Other effects used, the turtlenecks are seen almost entirely in season 2. It's a lovely way to elongate the torso, add volume to the top, and tucked in with a high-rise pants, it's a sleek look that is very fitting to her forms. In season 3, we see the blazer worn on top, also a lot more shots filmed from the back as she's walking away. So here, having the blazer match the pants, that little boxy layer from the back makes the width of her bum transition well into the torso without making it obvious to us where one starts and where one ends. Very important detail here is where the ending of the blazer hits the body. It has to be slightly lower than the widest part of the bum. This effect is well done on Shiv. In some instances, she wears a lighter top and gray suit to grab your attention and focus on her torso, while the rest sort of blends in and smooths out into the background. Another variation of this is when she wears a matching vest under the blazer, all in the same color with the pants. Visually, you see that continuation from bottom to top and then the blur out background effect made by the blazer. She also wears this cream pencil skirt suit with vertical stripes, light turtleneck again to catch the eye. But if we look at her hips, the blazer cuts at just the right length. The vertical effect is working for her, but I don't think it's her best look. The color is light, which adds volume here. The form-fitting pencil shape, I think, emphasizes her curves without any offset on the bottom. They tried. She had a lot of frontal mid-body camera angles, which were not very flattering on her. To salvage this look, I think an A-line shape would have worked better on her. As we've seen, dressing for a pear-shaped body involves a lot of balance and proportion by emphasizing the upper body and de-emphasizing the lower part. By choosing the right silhouette and styles and accessories, you can absolutely enhance your natural curves and feel confident in your style. Remember to embrace your body shape and celebrate your unique figure. For more styling tips, I have an entire playlist. You also want to watch the elongating legs effect coming up next. I'll see you there.